And so like this goes like social media and like demand gen marketing. Were those are things you want to kind of tap into more, like especially with your interest in music, for example, that you want to like learn those skills to kind of get more into the music industry?
I really didn't know. Like I said, I gravitated towards marketing because I understood it. Like I'm interested in business. I'm interested in marketing. I'm interested in kind of anything that touches that sort of. And you learn the different topics and concepts and things like that in school, from like social media to branding to all that. But when I was exiting school, or I was thinking about what I wanted to do next, I figured I would do something on like the brand side or like agency side, something like that, where you do more of that creative marketing sort of stuff that people think about, like the emotions and all of that. Like that was more of the stuff that I thought I would be doing. But I got this job. I was fortunate to be in a position to get this job, and it was very much like the data and the tech side. That was what we sold. And so I was able to really understand the back end of marketing a lot more, which has obviously just absolutely exploded since then. So, there was still social media, there was still branding, there was still like all that type of stuff. But because of the business that we were, I was also able to really understand a very large scope of what marketing can mean for an organization.
For sure. I know it said like you also had kind of similar kind of background when it came, but specifically for like market research, was that right? If I got that correct.
Yeah, funny enough, like I have almost like a totally different lens to it, almost the opposite of what Connor's describing, right? Like I came from a brand and agency world. I was lucky enough though, I think like that I had worked at a startup and done some research, market research, like early on. So I was able to start thinking like that. But I think it's so interesting to your point, like Connor, this is all exploding, right? Like Martech and just really understanding whether that's marketing ops or revenue ops. I guess what I would ask is like, yeah, what made you gravitate towards that? And it seems like you're also taking that one step further instead of, going back towards brand or something else. Curious why.
Well, I mean, I'm like a fan of tech, I guess, generally. Like I kind of gravitate towards that type of stuff, and then just kind of understanding new technologies. And I'm also, that company got me pretty passionate about like consumer data and what consumer data, where that industry is going and how that kind of shapes how nations and businesses work. That got me really interested in it. But I was able to kind of, get those new interests, which definitely relate to marketing and things like that. But also I was able to have the experience of, they pretty much would throw me at anything. And I was like, oh, well, this is still marketing. Like I'm still like doing this. I'm just doing it for a different thing. So I think a lot of people's experience when they come out of school is they go into like an agency or something like that, or they go into a company and they do one thing, and there's nothing wrong with that. I think that's just more common. But with me, it was like I was touching everything all at once, and I didn't really like. I had some things that I liked, but I didn't really care either way, because like we're still talking about like the branding in our social media accounts, or like the branding in our email stuff. So like it's all intertwined,
Welcome to The Cabin, a podcast where we interview diverse minds to learn about their paths to building skills and creative confidence. I'm Sid.
And I'm Ibra. Let's dive in.